it going, everybody? Ace Shinigami here to bring you a review so far on Acolyte, episodes 1 and 2. Now, I already know what some of you might be jumping the gun to. Is he gonna say it's his woke garbage? Not yet. Not yet. But I will say, I will criticize the writing, the music, the acting, and first and foremost, the engagement that it actually like puts you in the world, right? Like, how much can you believe this is actually Star Wars, as opposed to just fanfic? I got myself my notebook. I definitely wrote quite a bit down. Some of you might be thinking this is overkill, but I'm just a hater, I guess, taking all these notes down to see exactly what they've done and said. Ooh, let me tell you, it's a doozy. So, first and foremost, we'll start on episode 1. Actually, no, before we get started, I have a short little clip to show y'all. Just to really drive home how much they understand Star Wars, you know what I mean? So, let's listen to Leslie Headland and Usha, whatever. And this guy over here.
I want to ask you both because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that? Are you
Not
bracing
the gayest
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the.
It's pretty gay, let's be honest. Leslie, how do you feel?
Am I gay? Yes.
Well, no, I know
Yeah.
you are gay, but I'm asking, are you excited about putting this, this is going to be a talking point?
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure so.
Because nerds are gay.
Well,
Yeah.
some nerds are very not gay and are very threatened by gay
Well, that's
stuff.
true. But
Yeah.
in my world, nerds are gay.
Okay. Was this the fun element of...
No, I don't think so. And yet people have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I'm frankly
You're offended?
into it. No.
I think that Star Wars is so gay already.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen the fits? We'd be like, look how gay this is, and then send each other a reference photo.
And are you telling me, with a straight face, that C-3PO is straight?
They're a couple. That's what I think. But this is more outward.
I think it's canon that R2-D2 is a lesbian.
Oh,
Ooh.
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Ask Filoni. Okay.
Ask for
Can you
one.
imagine?
Yeah, talk to Filoni.
What a beautiful explanation for how they see Star Wars. Literally talking about fucking androids and their sexuality, even though they're fucking robots. They don't have a gender or a specific thing they like, or like, it's just the lack of like understanding of the world. And again, former assistant to Harvey Weinstein, Leslie Headland, screen wrote the whole fucking Acolyte thing, and again, made it her own. You even have the whole interview with Collider and with Dave Filoni or whatever, and they're both talking about, it doesn't have to be like George Lucas's Star Wars. Okay, then it's not Star Wars. Okay, you move so far past of what he envisioned and what other people have told you, like more so again him trying to give pinpoints, little keynotes, and be like, hey, maybe if you do this, it might feel a little bit more like Star Wars, but they don't. And if we just go through here, Star Wars is now gay, so you gotta, so why is sexuality so important in Star Wars? Now, notice they didn't mention anything about the show, right? They didn't say, oh, well, this character is this and that, she's been through so much stuff, and so this is why they're like this, or like, no context for the story, right? It's just, I'm gay, so the story's gay, and that just means we have to make it gay. You're all gay, right? Like, what the fuck? No. Just to make sure this one gets shown, this one right here got hidden, but some brave soul made sure it was appearing. You misgendered me. You misgendered yourself. Like, a lot of people are like, this ain't it. This ain't Star Wars. And it's people that used to spend a lot of money on it. Used to, go to all the fan events, expos, and stuff like that, dressed up as their favorite Star Wars character. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still people that do, and it's mostly the old characters. You hardly anybody see dressed up in the sequel trilogy outfits or cosplaying as them, right? Like, Jesus. Can't wait for the movie. Can't wait for that Rey movie. That's gonna just billion dollars for sure. And then again, they were saying, oh, it's been getting review bombed. Maybe it's not review bomb. Maybe people are just giving their opinion, and this is what it turned out to be. So, move on from there. Just wanted to give that little bit of a quick update. But we get 5 minutes into the goddamn show, and hold up. All right, so we got goddamn, I already fucked it up. Carrie Moss, not even in the fucking show for about 5 minutes, and spoiler alert, she dies by the assassin. There's no, the music doesn't fit or hit like John Williams. The assassin has the Force. Surprise, surprise. Says Jedi's only brandish their weapons when they choose to kill. Again, apparently, we've never seen a Jedi ever use their lightsaber in a defensive manner, or even in just a way that they've never actually killed someone with it. They're just using it for utility purposes. But in this person's eyes, they only, light it up when they're gonna fucking kill someone. Apparently. And again, Indara dies shortly after because there's they're in a bar, an alien bar, of course, and for some reason at the bar, well, I'll get to that part. May, which at the point of starting, we don't know it's May, but May, was it Asha? Jesus Christ, I already fucking forgot. Let's back it up. Yeah, it is May. Yeah, okay, I was right. So, May, basically, she's using daggers as a fucking weapon, and of course the lightsaber is just cutting that shit up pretty easily. She had thrown one of these fucking daggers, it landed on the floor, and then she tries to throw one at the bartender. The bartender gets saved by Indara, Carrie Moss's character, and in the moment where she's, protecting the bartender, guess what? May fucking throws another dagger, hits her right in the chest. She fucking dies and shit. And again, how can it be in the Disney Star Wars, Revan, what is her fucking name from Obi-Wan? I can't remember her name at this point, but the black chick from Obi-Wan, right? She can get fucking stabbed twice by a lightsaber, walks it off. No biggie, right? Qui-Gon Jinn, you're a bitch for, getting stabbed in the gut, not being able to walk it off, but hey, maybe you didn't have a strong enough will. This chick, Indara, gets fucking stabbed with a dagger. Maybe she should have walked it off. I don't know, like, the consistency when it comes to this, believability of what kills them, what doesn't kill them, how obviously some people have super plot armor, like, we get it, usually the main character has it, but it loses people in its believability. How much can I actually see this actually working out when you have other fucking characters in your continuity which can get stabbed multiple times by a fucking lightsaber and just walk it off, right? Like, they should be dead, right? You're fucking burning the inside of your fucking organs. That should not. Whatever. Continuing on from that point, the other thing that kind of is dumb as shit. So the assassin is gonna kill the bartender, but he's got a kid right there by his leg. It's like, what the fuck did this kid come up from? And again, maybe, whatever, make believe stuff, but why is this kid in a bar and with the parent? Like, wouldn't have they been home? Like, it just fucking, and that's the only reason she doesn't kill the bartender, because she sees the kid. It's like, okay. So we wake up with Asha waking up. She's to be confused with the main character. As of this point, we only know she's a mechanic. Basically the only kind of occupation that droids usually do, but in Star Wars, I guess we've never seen anybody else be a mechanic, even though I could have sworn we saw that happen with the Mandalorian, that one old alien lady that was fixing up Mandalorian's ship. Nope, sorry, we don't see that, other than like the way that they portray the dialogue is that, oh, only droids do this stuff, when clearly we've seen living creatures, living aliens, whatever, also work on spaceships, on starcrafts, and that's just one of those portions that's just like, I can't. You have not seen more than enough Star Wars, right? The Trade Federation also doesn't sound how they used to. They don't have the, I guess you'd say, the fragrantful accents of the Chinese that they used to have. Now they sound a little bit more just bland. Again, a nitpick. But another thing, sorry. From there on, also, while she's fixing up the ship, there's a key point where it's damaged and there's an open flame in the vacuum of space. Okay? Just, she's looking at it, she's seeing that there's a fucking fire, and then she's having like PTSD from, you know, when she was a kid and there was a fire and all this other stuff. Again, we'll learn about that later on. But that fire lasts a good 5 to 3 minutes. That would not, 3 to 5 minutes. It would not fucking last in the vacuum of space. And again, I know people want to bring up, oh, well, you know, there's been explosions and this and that. And it's like, but it's not a sustained fire, okay? That's not how it works in space. It literally would go gone. The oxygen that the fire needs is not there. Why do you think she's wearing a fucking spacesuit? Okay. Moving on from there, like I said, the bartender, some Jedi Masters, arrive to where Asha is on this mechanical engineer ship. And they basically enter the room. They're like telling him, like, hey, Indara, former Jedi Master, she was killed. And again, it looks just like you. That's what the description says. And then the bartender guy, they go and retrieve him. Bartender guy comes back and he's just like, yep, that's the one. It was her. Again, just. And something pretty stupid at this point. Instead of the two Jedi Masters accompanying the prisoner back to the Jedi Temple, they don't do that. No, they leave it to a droid. And then when she gets on that ship, she's left with two droids that look like chairs, which again we've never seen before, but it's two chairs that transform into like little robots that are able to occupy the ship. When it's just like this does not make sense. Okay, we've seen plenty of other droids that are actual, like, sit down, boom boom, and will operate a fucking machine. Why did a chair need to transform into a robot? And then as again, continuity be damned. Also, we get to learn a little bit more after this portion, because it kind of goes back and forth. May has lost her mothers, okay, not fathers, not mother and father, just mothers. And also, God, see, this is the part where I fucked up. Sorry, Asha lost her mothers, and then I was getting confused on like who's who again. But May left the Jedi at some point. We don't really know why. It'll get answered later on, I'm sure. But again, at this point, it's just been like what I was writing down here. Line delivery very bland compared to the prequel trilogy. And again, that one got lambasted for some of the fucking dialogue that they were saying. You know, like, oh, do you like feeling the sand between your hands? Like, what shit like that. There's like, the prequels was able to do dialogue better than this. But they claim that if the public found out, it would be used against them. So like Palpatine, they're talking about. So I know I keep jumping around. It's a little hard to stay focused on this. At this point, we cut back to the Jedi Temple with Sol, Squid Games actor, and then green painted lady, Leslie Headland's wife. Leslie Headland's wife basically says, you know, that if the public were to find out about this, you know, the political opponents and stuff would use this against them. But like I already said, fucking Palpatine and other shit like that already happened. It will happen in the future. But what I'm getting at is they were able to use and tell this story before. So it doesn't make sense in the way that they're applying it now. Anyways, we cut back to the enemy ship, the criminal convoy ship, and there's a dude being subdued by a parasite because he's a very violent criminal. Which again, why couldn't they put on some kind of muzzle on him, some kind of electrical constraint, something or whatever. No, they have to use some parasite. It just, out of all the technology they've had, they resort to something like that, which again ends up benefiting Asha because she's able to zap it later on to free it, and then he's able to wake up and blah blah blah. So Asha has the same hairstyle as her sister. Like I was pointing out at this point, it just seemed very coincidental. We learn later that it's been 16 years since they last saw each other. So for me, it's just like, this doesn't make sense based on how long it's been, and then they believe each other to be dead. Just a point I wanted to say there. So the criminals were asking Asha about, hey, let us go, this and that. You want to help us form an escape plan? Asha's like, no, I don't want to get in trouble, this and that. So she doesn't get freed by them. They end up easily disabling the droid, and the one guard, after that, they take off in an escape pod, leave her to fucking, like, haha, sorry, you didn't say you wanted to join us, so we're just gonna let you fend for yourself. The criminals leave Asha, to fend for herself. Then she tries using the Force, takes a deep breath, and nothing happens. Oh well. She saves the violent criminal, and then he ends up like pushing her and then just leaving her as well. Takes the last escape pod. What a dick, right? And then from that point, she's just, after she gets out because of her little iPod fucking droid or whatever, she just goes into like the fucking front seat, the pilot seat, and somehow survives crashing on a fucking planet without the Force. Okay, I don't know. They even point out, oh, she shouldn't have survived this, but she did. Again, why didn't Indara survive being stabbed? I don't know. After that point, what do I get at? We have the I'm labeling her X-23. So the previous chick who used to play Daphne King, who used to play X-23 for the X-Men movie. She's basically questioning why Sol keeps looking at his old holograms of Asha and stuff like that. Then we cut back to a little portion after that. We go back to Asha again. Like, it goes really back, flipping, flopping. Asha says, sorry, not May. Oh, yeah, sorry. That's when I was starting to figure out who was who. So, Asha survived the ship. Makes no sense. And also, at this point, she doesn't have any sense of urgency. And then it later turns out she's having like a little bit of a Force dream vision perspective thing. She wakes up from that. And then she's like, kind of not even still really like urgently getting up out of there. It's not until Sol's ship is basically coming down to look for her and all that crap. Oh my god. They one thing that is mentioned in this is always one but born as two and something else. It's just like, god damn it. Just a little bit of generic writing, I would say. The Force projection, like I said, turned to dream. And then also May, in her like childlike dream form, admits to May that, or my god, May admits to Asha that she killed the former Jedi Master Indara. And at this point, you got Sol basically says, we cut back to Sol. He's talking to Yord, the black dude, and X-23, Jackie, but I'll just keep saying it as X-23. Basically saying, she had a twin. He saw the twin dead, and everybody else. But again, we're gonna find out later on. Obviously, she's not dead. So he's very much like, well, she was dead, okay? And at this point as well, we have Yord getting belittled by a Padawan belittling a Jedi Master in Yord. And also Yord has a yellow lightsaber. Again, all these colors and stuff they're putting out is just kind of arbitrary. Before, it used to mean something, right? You had blue and red, right? Good and evil. Luke's was, special for certain reasons. He was the chosen one in a way. And then you have Mace Windu's purple lightsaber, kind of showing how he was willing to do a little bit dark shit while still being a Jedi, right? So that was why he had a purple one, even though it was also because Sam Jackson just wanted a fucking purple lightsaber. Now it's just overplayed, like, oh, look at all the different colors we got, but it doesn't really fit anything, I would say. Oh, yeah. Sorry, yep, his lightsaber's yellow. I guess it just reminds me of fucking piss, I guess. Oh my god. Anyways, May's alive. Soul says, after she almost falls off the goddamn cliff, Asha, sorry, I keep said May again. Asha tells Soul, hey, my sister's alive. She said, she did it. And then immediately Soul is just like, I believe you. So he goes from saying, I know she was dead just a little while ago to, I believe you. She's alive. Like, what? Like, did nobody, check anybody's pulse? No fucking readings, anything? It was just like, oh, yeah, they're dead. Okay, move on, guys. What else do we got right here? We're heading towards the end of the first episode here, and you got knockoff Kylo Ren saying laser or steel will not kill the Jedi, and also the Acolyte kills with no weapon, and yet this whole time we've only seen fucking May kill with a fucking weapon. Doesn't make fucking sense at all, okay? But that's what they've established. The Acolyte kills with no weapon, and that's part of her task, which knockoff Ren basically tells her, you have to kill a Jedi with no weapon at some point. And she has 4 targets, being Indara, Soul, the Wookiee, and then Tarban. So we'll get into Tarban for episode 2, but that ends episode 1. Just take your pick if you want to guess who this Smilo Ren is. Some people are saying, oh, it's probably a woman. Yeah, probably. Knowing where we've already fucking headed, I wouldn't doubt this Sith Lord is going to be a woman. Probably going to be their mother. Again, somehow she survived. Again, we're just taking guesses. If this happens to be true, I'm a prophet. Go take some lottery numbers and maybe you'll win. I don't know. But we're going to move on to episode 2 now. From here on, May breaks in with ease to the Jedi Temple, on which on whatever planet fucking Master Torben's on. And apparently Master Torben has been in a meditative state for 16 years because he felt conflicted about what happened on Bunta, May and Asha's home planet, right? When May set the fucking temple on fire. He's felt guilty for whatever reason. Again, episode 3 next fucking week we'll look at why all these people feel so guilty about what was happened, or at least some of them feel guilty. Some of them can give a rat's ass, as Indara was just like, what? No. So at this point, May fails to kill Torben. He just has his little force bubble thing up, and she just goes pow 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 pow, jump kick, whatever, rotation kick. No, this stuff doesn't work. All that stuff. And after that, Asha tells X-23 exactly what is needed to fix the console. From that failed attempt that May has, she runs off. She's like, fuck, gotta get out of here. And then we cut to May. Sorry, goddammit, to Asha. I'll tell you, it's gonna fucking happen a bunch. We cut to Asha, still kind of just released from her shackles, right? If you will. And they're heading to where I believe Master Torben is. And at this point, we have Asha helping out X-23 figure out what's wrong with the center console. X-23 is just like, oh, well, what are you, engineer, this and that? She's like, no, I'm more of a mechanic. And then it's established that only droids usually do this job. And she's like, well, I'm better company than a droid. Okay, if you say so. Yord is very scared of Asha. He thinks she's just evil, whatever. The twin plot twist, obviously easily proved, because as we'll soon see, one is here, the other one was not there, and then, yeah. The costume design of the robes is nothing unique. Looks like a very generic space sci-fi setting. I also put in, I think his name was Chimere. He seemingly is insinuating he gets high most of the fucking time, so he's kind of in a weird delirious state when he's talking to May. And then from there on, whatchamacallit? Yeah, so we cut back to May and her friend Chimera, something like that. And May's telling this guy, Jedi fake their peace, apparently. Apparently all the peace that, balance and all that crap is it's just a facade. They're not actually trying to keep peace with everybody. They're manipulating it, is what was insinuated. And then we get told of a type of poison, absolution. This will poison Torben, and it's basically a drug. From there on out, we cut back to Sol in the group. Sol feels responsible for not being able to save them both, since now he knows that, or at least he's told that, the other one has survived. So he feels a little bit guilty. I'm just no knocks on Sol, Squid Game actor, right? He actually just learned English very recently, so for him to be able to even read these lines, some of it, yes, hard to understand by him, but I give him a pass. At least his acting actually is on par. It's good. Everybody else, though, when you're around him, severely lacks the same kind of high raising performance that he's giving. Everybody else is like down below, he's up here. As I was saying, the line delivery is very awful and bland, and the reading, it basically seems like they're reading off of cue cards quite a bit of the time. Wouldn't doubt if they were. Torben still doesn't look real. He basically looks like a 10-year-old if you gave him like a prosthetic beard. But again, this dude, in reality, this guy is only like in his early 20s, 22, 23. But he has a baby face, like a really prevalent baby face, and they tried making him look 60, 50 or whatever. It does not work. He basically takes the fucking poison as penance for failing them back then. And there you go. She kills technically one without a weapon, but they're not going to count that because it was a poison. So it's like, okay, this is just being contrived at this point. Says thought we were doing the right. So Torben says that, he thought they were doing the right thing. Then he dies. And guess the Jedi have always been bad. Is basically implying May there. Finally, we cut back to Asha. So they were outside arguing. Sol, this guard, Yord, and X-23 and stuff like that. And then, meanwhile, that's when the dude basically takes the fucking poison. And then when they finally figure out their stuff, they're like, okay, let's go inside and see Master Torben. Obviously, Asha is just like, oh, she sees a vision of her sister, little kid sister, right? And so she takes a different path instead of everybody else. And lo and behold, she stumbles upon Master Torben before everybody else, and then is shortly framed by everybody because they come in and they're like, oh my god, it's not what it looks like. And it's just like, what? And then Yord has to just come in just shortly after she sees him as well, and it's just like, no, I followed her the whole time, it wasn't her. It's like, what is this? That was pointless. That was fucking pointless. Oh my god. Anyways, Yord vouches for her, like I said, that she didn't kill Torben, and Asha is able to say, oh look, Bunta, it's basically a poison found on May and Asha's home planet. Sorry, I know I said that was their home planet, my bad. That's the fucking poison name. X-23, so after that, they have a way of now figuring out who might have fucking helped in this whole thing. So they track down Chimera, whatever his name is, and they have, since they're like, oh well, as it first starts, Yord actually has a plan of like, oh, why don't we just go in there, I'll interrogate him, whatever, and if he tries anything, I'll fucking tase his ass, basically. X-23 basically gives a better plan than Yord. Again, the Padawan being more genius than the fucking Jedi Master for some fucking reason. From there on, we get to the Jedi who quit gets given. Oh yeah, so fucking May, god damn it, again, Asha gets given a weapon, and they're kind of like mistrusting of it, like, well, she goes rogue now, she has a weapon, and it's like, Obviously, she would have done something by now if you didn't trust her, but they keep trying to pretend like Yor doesn't believe her or whatever. And, the back and forth, right? It's just bad. As I continue the dialogue between, I guess his name is Cumin. Again, I keep forgetting all these fucking names. And May. It's clunky. They get a confession fast, and then Chimera, whatever his name is, realizes that she looks just like her. That's all he says. Oh. And then everybody kind of storms in there because they're fearing that, oh, she's gonna get caught. X-23 even tells the fucking dude, "We got your confession right here on this device." And honestly, I was expecting that fucking thing to get broken or some shit and be like, oh shit, now we can't fucking convict him because the fucking device is broken. Anyways, Cumin, whatever his name is, easily gives all he knows about May. It's like, okay. And then from there on, he says, oh, well, she's going to be here back later tonight. You guys can, do whatever you want when she shows up, I guess. And so we cut to the nighttime. Yord basically says the famous, I have a bad feeling about this, trying to pay homage to all this shit, but it's just, you ain't them, man. You ain't fucking Obi-Wan and shit. Then we cut to X-23 again, talks down to Yord, and Soul tries to confront May at this point. May keeps reaching for Soul's saber while, they're fighting or whatever. And Soul just keeps asking, hey, who trained you? Like, what is all this? May thought Asha was dead, apparently. And then just when she's cornered, you got X-23 up above with the fucking StarCraft ship, and then just basically being like, in the name of the Republic, blah, 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 and stuff like that, you're under arrest. It's just like, they really are portraying them as fucking cops. Like, oh, no, like, we've never seen this shit, okay? That's not what the fuck the Jedi do. They've always been very, like, sparse on their actions and shit, but whatever. At this point, May fucking, blows a bunch of dust and gets in their eye, and then she's able to fucking escape. And then from there, so May steals a hovercraft ship or whatever, and she's about to leave, and then she sees her sister over there, and then Asha sees her sister and has pointing the stun gun at her, and then she misses. She hesitates to basically shoot her sister instead of we could just end this crap, but she can't. Oh, I'll probably have to play a portion of this. I'll find a way to play this clip. But from here on, we get to the ending of episode 2, Jungle Planet, where you have these two alien dudes speaking an alien language, and let me tell you, it is fucking garbage. But don't take my opinion. I'll leave that here at the 33-minute mark. Alright, hopefully that's enough pause. The Jedi Wookiee breaks these random people's weapons for getting too close to his base. He did have a warning sign, but again, it's a fucking deep-ass vegetated jungle. I would miss it too if I was him. What else? Oh, so he's not wearing any clothes, or she at this point. But then again, we also see them in a robe. And then it starts to beg into question all the other Wookiees we've seen before wearing no clothes and just like a ammo bandana and stuff like that. So it's just like, so are they not supposed to wear clothes? Are they in the nude? Is what's appropriate? I mean, they fuck it up on that point too. And finally, the recap. The allegory I had seen and was able to kind of piece together. Maybe it's not true, but definitely framed that way. Gun control allegory with the way that, if you brandish your weapon, you mean to kill with it. Basically, when usually someone points their weapon at you, it's because they have the intent to kill. Obviously not always, because there are times it's basically just as like a defensive maneuver, like I'm not going to do anything, but if you fucking try anything, guess what? You're getting blasted. And if not, usually the gun's facing upward. Just easy gun safety law, right? But they're framing the fucking lightsaber basically as a goddamn gun. You even see Yord using the lightsaber as a fucking lamp at one point when they're in this ice cave on episode 1. So no, it's these people, and they can't even keep their own continuity when, if they take out a weapon, that means they're gonna kill someone. Well, he took out his weapon. He didn't kill anybody. Wow. And finally, like I said, the cops, the Jedi are basically cops now, and CPS from their eyes. I would say that was more so the stormtroopers and of that accord, but no, not apparently anymore. And yeah, that basically ends episode 1 and 2. All I gotta say is these people have definitely found a way to screw up Star Wars and its lore. They don't want to listen to George Lucas when he had some ideas. They say, well, we're doing our Star Wars now. Well, your Star Wars sucks dick, okay? There's been a decrease in, people actually going to go see it. You don't give us the numbers for how many people are actually watching the show. And then, as it's been for any film you actually have released, they've done bad. Okay, so how are we to really believe anything you're saying when the data that usually is able to give us good results shows that it's performing very poorly? You guys just shut down that Galaxy's Edge, or not Galaxy, the fucking Galaxy Cruiser ship hotel. It only lasted a year. A lot of the stuff is very much framed towards the sequel trilogy. So this one is a prequel thing. So they were hoping to kind of get people from the prequel into this. It's just not the same. And again, they didn't want to listen to George. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. It just feels like a generic space sci-fi fantasy. Like, I don't get the feeling that this is Star Wars other than the fucking lightsaber. But that's all they can do. With that being said, give me your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you think I was a bit nitpicky, or do I have some merit in what I'm saying? I don't know, but we definitely will have a new review next week, and also more context on all this crap that has been happening in the show. So with that being said, you'll have a good evening, good night, and good morning, and we'll catch you next time. Hey, Shinigami signing out. Bye.